Hi, all of you. Good afternoon. Nobody for 24 attempt, right? Anybody for 24 attempt? You must drop out and focus on whatever you have been doing as a part of prelims. Hi, Ganesh, Mani, Anushka. 24 attempts will drop out. One. Number two, can you tell me how many of you are finishing geography with me now in 1 or 2 days? Raise your hand. Okay, so there are a good number of you. So you are doing your foundation completion with me. Okay. Now what all you will do, and I'll take up both. I'll take up GS and also discuss about how to manage geography also. Okay. Online, am I audible to all of you? Yes? Fine. Now, some of the mistakes that we do in our preparation, and I'll suggest all of you keep writing it down. Okay? Now, first, what are the mistakes we do? Okay? Mistake number one is you depend only on the class notes and not much effort to go deep and across. ये एक बहुत बड़ा मिस्टेक है. And somewhere you feel whatever is not done in the class, you can leave entirely. Okay? Class के dynamics अलग होते हैं. There will be some topics which are discussed in detail, some topics done to give you a concept, and some topics because relatively straight topics हैं, वैसे अपने आप कर लो, current affairs है. Your completion, the completion, it never happens with class notes alone. Remember this. See the class more as a direction. See the class more as a support. Completion wala kaam is a bit different work. So that is one mistake as aspirants you do. Okay. The second mistake that many of us are guilty of is we don't spend enough time in assimilation and thinking on the issues. आपको लगता है कि अगर आपको facts पता है, you know the concept is equal to wisdom. This is no. You have to spend time thinking on some of the issues by questioning, by reading beyond. You have to take up some analytical articles also wherever possible. Okay? The third mistake we make in our preparation is we do not invest consciously in memorization efforts. हमें लगता है मेमोराइजेशन अपने आप होता है. No, memorization requires a very different conscious effort. कि मुझे अभी ना 2 घंटा रट्टा मारना ही मारना है. I have to memorize for 1 hour. I must memorize this page. Memorization to some extent happens on its own. But you have to spend time in memorizing. Memorization mein na, your muscles start working. Your brain cells start firing up. Okay. These are the 3 mistakes. And of course, I'll not say mistake, but a concern hota hai time management. We have to be very, very time conscious. Now, what happens is when the classes go on, many of these things don't happen because class mein na, you already are struggling. When the classes are going on, आपका struggle होता है first familiarization. अब पहली बार term सुन रहे हो. The first time you are reading about something और notes लिखा जा रहा है. In the class, the problem is this. In the class, okay, understanding is not always 100%. In the class, there's lot of effort. Attendance में ही होता है effort आपका कि आके भाई class कर लेते हैं, notes कर लेते हैं. Okay, so when the class goes on, it is a bit of a challenge. And for many of you, your skills also are not developed. When I say skills, your writing skills not developed, your analytical skills are not developed. तो आप क्या करते हो ना, हर चीज के लिए you're looking for something made and given to you like a present. I mean, I said no, the difference between, okay, buying a cake and consuming it and making a cake. UPSC is about making the cake. Remember this. So you think that buying a cake is enough. एक अच्छा cake खरीद लिया and that my work is done. So when I come to issues like assimilation, thinking, appreciation, ये बहुत अलग type का skills है. So I maintain one thing I said sometime in the past, that I do not doubt your intentions. आप वाकई में अच्छा करना चाहते हो. एक होता है ना, some of them, they don't want it at all, but they are forced to get into the process. Maybe it is family pressure, maybe some assumptions. Okay, आप करना नहीं चाहते हो, but आप कर रहे हो. तो आपकी इंटेंशन ही नहीं है टू क्वालिफाई, उसको आप छोड़ दो. एक और प्रॉब्लम है, some of you probably are not working. आप काम करना नहीं चाहते हो. Okay, I will also ignore that. My understanding is that if you have left your jobs, your homes, आप रह रहे हो दिल्ली में अकेले, not easy here. You're coming to class in whatever regularity you're coming. Some of you join reading rooms also. Okay, and you're looking for कि सब बता दो कैसे करना है. So 2 things I am saying are good things. One is you genuinely have the intent to qualify. आप करना चाहते हो. Second is you are willing to work. I am working with these 2 assumptions. Because अगर willing to work नहीं हो, then I cannot do anything for you. But then it's like, you know, I can do whatever, but you will never get into you as an acceptance. I am saying ये 2 काम है. The main problem is 2 things or 3 things. What to do, how to do it, and by when. These are your 3 problems. Okay, क्या पढ़ना है बता दो सर. पढ़ने का तरीका क्या है? And by when I must finish what? Okay, so I'm assuming ये आपके पास है. This is where you need our support. And like I said, okay, foundation, when the class is going on, you definitely have lot of juggling, and I can empathize with that, despite all the targets you may have missed. But I know it's not an easy work. Some of them are more regular because maybe they started the work a bit more earlier. So college mein kuch pad liya tha shayad. Some of you have a good base, so you are able to read newspapers faster. Some of you have a background in the subject, तो आपको समझ में बहुत जल्दी आ रहा है. Okay, that's why some of you can do a bit more of work. But when the class goes on, it is a challenge. I agree on this. Okay. Now, from the class foundation, the leap towards advance is a very, very big leap. Because advance wala na, it is around mindset. It is about going deep. It is about your writing skills are in place, we can work on you. There is something in between you need before you transit from foundation towards the advance. And this transition, if you have done the foundation classes sincerely, on an average, it will take you 3-4 months. So you don't have too much time actually. So I have given the time to you repeatedly कि आपको कब तक क्या-क्या खत्म करना है. Okay, so I'm keeping these things in mind. So I said, the mistakes you do is, you depend on the class alone. You go to any class, the coverage will not be more than 60-70% of what you need. You're on the higher side. Okay, sometimes you are taught more, not because that is required, that's because कि teacher है तो पढ़ा रहे हैं और क्या. Okay, so the actual requirement शायद इतना ही meet करता होगा आपका. The point is, class is good, but something else is required. Completion comes from something else. The second mistake is allowing the things to consolidate. Now, you take up any work, say farming कर लिया, सब करने के बाद छोड़ना पड़ता है ना खेत को. For 2-3-4 months, the plants will start growing. Okay, you're into bodybuilding or exercise also. The recommendation, don't exercise every day. Okay, alternate days में hard exercises and allow 1 or 2 days for the body to heal and recuperate. हर चीज में you need time for assimilation, consolidation and thinking. And memorization आपको अलग से करना ही पड़ेगा. Okay, so I'm set this for all of you here. A repeat about your timelines. December, January tak. We said, get mains ready. Okay, and Jan से लेकर May prelims tak, this is your exclusive prelims work. Lot of revisions are to be done at this stage. And once you give your prelims, starting from June up to September, it should be mains level का revision होना चाहिए यहाँ पर. Revise topics here, which means जो भी mains में पढ़ना है should be over here. So this is what you take partly into this, and this is what you take partly into this. Okay? So this I'm keeping in mind. I want your revisions to be over starting from Feb, say by July, August tak. So Feb half is gone, okay? So say let's say March, April, May, June, July. Okay, so 3-4 months, we are giving you 5 odd months, keeping in mind कुछ breaks भी होगा, कभी तबीयत भी खराब हो जाएगा, and I don't want to do a rush affair. You have to move a process. So let's keep a target of July, August for GS. I can stretch a bit more for geography so that I can finish it by December, January. And देखो, in the study, some things will spill over, but they must not be critical topics. Something that will destroy you, no. Look at this. If you look at agriculture, okay, they are not very critical topics. So 2-3-4 topic ऊपर नीचे हो रहा है, and I'm going on for one more extra day. I'm not so much concerned. जो core topics थे आपके, core topics, climatology, geomorphology, population was a core topic, development was a core topic, resources were a core topic, all that is done. So some spillover hoga, maybe twice in a week, one day in a week, 2 hours, 3 hours, that won't kill you. But your shift has to be towards prelims from here on. It's like, my focus area will take 95% of time, and the remaining time, 2-3-4%, will distribute it in some ways. So this is the timeline I'm trying to manage for all of you. Okay, so effectively आपके पास यही time है. And guys, somewhere I am repeatedly telling this to you. एक साल, 1.5 years, give it everything. Okay. उसके बाद, some of you are asking me, I think last week itself you asked me, sir, I want to give Bihar services or MP का और राजस्थान का. देखो, दो एग्जाम करना आसान नहीं है. ऐसा घर में प्रेशर है, this है, that है. Now see, I can't comment much on your family and your pressure. My recommendation is that study for UPSC very, very intensely. 1.5 साल ढंग से पढ़ लो without any distraction. ना ग्रेड, ना मास्टर्स के बारे में सोचो, ना जॉब के बारे में सोचो. If you can manage expenses or any other examination, study very well. 2024, 25 में study till the mains. Okay, आपको देना ही देना है prelims. So study till June, July. अगर prelims हो जाता है, which I think you should qualify, फिर तो आप booked हो till October. Then no talk about that. अगर नहीं हुआ, then you can go on towards some examination. फिर आपको जो जॉब करना भी कर लेना. उसके बाद क्या होगा ना, preparing will not be a tedious. फिर क्या सब कुछ पता है आपके पास. You need quick brushing up उसके बाद. And believe me, if you can do a very good preparation for UPSC mains, आपका कोई state examination रुकेगा नहीं. You will qualify. Even the entrance that you need for other examinations like banking or looking at NABARD, maybe SSC, some of you might consider, सारा exam will be far more easier than the UPSC mains. So 1-1.5 साल अपने आप को एकदम very, very, very sincerely दे दो. And when I say sincerely, like I said, your planning may be a smooth line. Your actual work will go through swings. It's natural. But agar plan hai, the swings can be managed. If you are working with a teacher or a mentor or an inspired group, the swings hoga bhi na, आप ultimately track आपका change नहीं होगा ज़्यादा. And you must do that for 1.5 years. Okay. उसके बाद जो करना है करो आप. Right now, if you distract yourself too much, you are in trouble. Okay. So this is the initiation here. Now, as a part of revision, so what I'm saying is, this time, starting Feb, mid-Feb end, say June, July tak, this I will call as your revision and your consolidation. This was, I think, 2018 or 19 mein, before the COVID happened. 20 mein COVID hua. I think 1 year I did a 19 and 18 mein bhi kiya tha maine. I ran a program called as CCMP. वो उसका अभी भी you'll have some videos on the YouTube on this. I call this as comprehensive continuing mentorship program. ये course खत्म कर लिया है. Don't go away. You still need to continue in some ways. But after the COVID, lot of things changed. I could never get that model back. And it was very effective. I remember a lot of students qualified 2019 mein. And today also some of them have qualified last year. They said, sir, I was part of that program and that helped me consolidate. So I have a model in mind and it has worked. Okay. The problem is, I don't want to see you as accepting कि course खत्म हुआ तो subject हो गया. Course खत्म हुआ, the first round of familiarization is over. आपको बहुत कुछ बताना है. Whether it's GS है, whether optional and somewhere time constraints हैं. And I don't want to say this as obviously, but देखो teachers का भी ना अलग-अलग model है. I'm not the teacher for every subject. I know my domain, what I must do. But teachers also have their own understanding. Many of them are not able to fit into a process that we want. So, ठीक है, let the teachers finish the course at least. Okay, जो 12-20 काम करना है, let the teacher do 7-8 at least कर देते हैं हमारे साथ. वैसे भी 20 कभी करा नहीं पाएंगे. Okay, 7-8 कर लो क्लास में. जो gaps हैं, whatever is missing, you can do that with me and my team. So it's because these challenges, the actual class will never give you a sense of completion. Actual class में I try to prioritize. ये important खत्म कर लेते हैं. ये important खत्म कर लेते हैं. This is what is tricky one. Let's finish off this. And the mechanical topics, slowly, gradually, you can take off to complete. Okay? So let's keep this in mind. Now, as a part of your revision and consolidation of the foundation, what are the tasks? क्या-क्या करोगे? So the foundation content is consolidated. It is in your control. Okay. The tasks include, number 1, very good command on the class notes. When I say very good command का मतलब है, class notes should have been memorized completely. And not just memorized. Okay. Memorized, understanding is very good, and importantly, you develop skills of interlinkages also. Okay. So this is one important task. Very good command on the class notes. The second important task is, okay, PYQs and questions answer based preparation. One of you was showing me some of the tests, okay, you are giving while the GS foundation is going on. And the tests are like ekdam straight questions. Write a note on the land reforms of Akbar. Write a note on, okay, the salient features of Indian Forest Act. Write a note on, okay, inflation problem and the mechanisms to control inflation. You go and check your GS paper, ऐसे questions पूछते नहीं हैं. But you are doing that is giving you some confidence. And that's a good thing, I'm not saying bad thing. But your writing must move towards PYQ levels also. कि question क्या पूछा जा रहा है and how do you do that? So while your command is good, I want you to move towards PYQs now. And not only the straight questions. A third very important task is current affairs consolidation. You must have a fair control on क्या-क्या current affairs पूछा गया है and what are you doing on that. And additional reading, additional thinking beyond the course. This is also very important. And somewhere I repeat this, that ultimately your bureaucracy is essentially about, okay, your personality traits. Who is a good bureaucrat? Man management, deep insights, out of the box thinking, problem solving attitudes. You're trying to anticipate the problems and offer solutions. तो ये बहुत important aspect है. There is, you like it or not, there is an intellect thing involved here. It is not merely I know 10 facts. It is not merely I know 10 data. Somewhere your intellect, आपका जो thinking है, this has to be groomed. And whether you like it or not, this will be tested essays में and also in your interview. इतना fight मार के you will clear the prelims. You struggle clear the mains. Interview में they give you 120, 130, 140. Interview, if you score less than 150, it is like the board is telling you, you don't deserve to become an IAS officer. अब आ गए हो ठीक है, बट इतना कम मार्क्स देंगे आपको कि अगर आप टॉपर भी हो मेंस में, you not qualify. There are students getting 140, 130. And if they give you 185, 190, का मतलब you're such a good candidate, means खराब भी हो रहा है, will give extra mark to overcome that gap. So ultimately it is a thing of personality. And this thing you can't develop 1 month before the interview test starts. It is a continuous thing over the years, over the months. धीरे धीरे आप बना रहे हो अपना personality. So I want your task to include all of these 4. और यही time है. Because once the exam grind starts, फिर आप ये भी नहीं कर पाओगे, ये भी नहीं कर पाओगे. This will remain midway. जितना है तो एग्जाम दे के आते हैं. It's a mind, okay, numbing process thereafter. So all of you who are completing the course now, maybe okay, Feb now or end of Feb, okay. For some of you have not done geomorphology because you began late. आपका खत्म करवा देंगे. You have got 3, 4, 5 months with you, and this is the only time पूरा preparation history में you can do this. ये काम दोबारा next year will be very, very difficult. Next year again, at this time next year में क्या होगा? You are struggling for what? For prelims then. उसके next year में वही होने वाला है. So it will not happen if you delay this anymore. So अच्छा सा 1 year time है आपके पास में. And those of you, some of you who are preparing for 24 and somewhere your confidence is going down, give yourself another 1.5 months. Maybe end of March तक अगर लगेगा कि नहीं सर मेरा confidence नहीं बन रहा है, then I'll say drop out of the prelims and get back in this work again. फिर आप 1 साल ढंग से, because अगर घुस जाते हो prelims में ना, then तो it's like a treadmill. Because prelims दे रहे हो, you're giving the month of March, April prelims के लिए. After prelims, 1 महीना wait करोगे for the results. March, April, May, June is gone. Okay. फिर 1 महीना आप शोक मनाओगे कि नहीं हुआ मेरा, what do I do there? July also gone. And then आ जाएगा सर पे the mains answer writing. Without consolidating your actual work. So you jumping into answer writing, ये जो mistakes होता है हमारा, that where we jump into answer writing directly without a good base here, that will upset your entire prospect. Students who take 3, 4 attempts is because they are doing this across 3 years. ऐसा नहीं है कि 1 साल के बाद में हुआ तो मैं ज्यादा पढ़ लिया. नो, वो काम आप 1 साल में कर सकते थे, बट आपने क्या किया, 2 साल तक पुश कर दिया उसको. So don't make that mistake is my recommendation. Okay. So this 4, 5 months जो भी है आपके पास में, these are the main tasks. अच्छा. Now, for command in your notes, what does this work include? Okay. Now I maintain one thing, that you can have an idea. You can have an idea. You can have a concept. You can have a method. whatever you have, it must ultimately show up in terms of actionable plan, which is measurable, which is outcome based. आप जो भी काम करो, एक आइडिया आपके पास, ऐसा करना चाहते हैं, okay, you have a concept, ऐसे पढ़ा जाएगा, जो भी करो, ultimately move towards some actionable plan. ऐसे I want good command. Good command is an idea. What does a good command on a subject look like? I want you to focus on answer writing. What is the activity that looks like I am learning answer writing? तो ये जितने चीजें हैं, you have to convert into some actionable plans. There must be activities which we can measure, activities which we can rate you against. अच्छा है, बुरा है, whatever. So for command on the notes, your activity is, the synopsis is a must. Okay. नहीं करा है, अब करोगे आप लोग. Those who have done it, very nice. You can do something else on that. Synopsis is one actionable thing. Second actionable thing is your workbooks. For all of you, you have seen one session with me, workbook में, where I have done one part of the workbook. आगे भी तो काम सब था ना आपका. Write 10 words, 100 words, 50 words, 20 words. आपने वो काम किया नहीं है. Now you will do that. Okay, workbook proper लिखना होगा आपको. An actionable plan is that you have to read the reference books and incorporate that into synopsis. आपको बता दिया पेज नंबर for all the units, and you must convert that into, okay, your synopsis format. Okay, so the books readings का pages हैं, paragraphs हैं, lines हैं, underline that, read that, pick up the keyword, add into your notes, add into your synopsis. Ganesh, you have not probably attended the sessions. A workbook session is a type of exercise notebook where there are questions, fill in the blanks, there are map work. You finish that, then the foundation course is complete. Okay, and finish that without looking into the notes. It's like a test, but not like a PYQ test, not like a mains writing test. So think of the workbook like an activity booklet, which we will give you. So many of you have been my students, you have seen what it looks like. The same thing applies for all the units in the GS, ultimately karna hoga. Okay, so these 3-4 things are command on this one. Now PYQs में, okay, जो L1 and L2 questions हैं, you must be able to reproduce, memorize, and reproduce this. Some of the answers we will give you, which we have been giving you, आप नहीं कर पाए, आप कराएंगे आपको हम. And some questions we will ask to write even without the model answers. Okay? So these two things will ensure that you have command on the subject. Whatever subject, geography optional ho, GS history hai, okay, maybe GS polity, or maybe science, whatever subject. This is part of command. The third work is, I said, current affairs consolidation. Please come in. Now see, current affairs, let me take up separately. Current affairs. Now, there are 3 types of current affairs work. Okay. One work is, you must have a good coverage of current affair issues. Okay, आपको पता होना चाहिए, on average, in 1 week, there may be 20, 30 issues and news that you must cover. This is coverage. Okay. The second type of current affairs work is the analytical study, which is your deep, okay, and thinking based study. Okay. And third is application. आपको पता तो है how to apply in your answers. You know the concepts. How can you use it? It's like, if I ask you, tell me who are the people who have won Grammys this year. नाम है आपके पास, 3-4 नाम है, मुझे बता दिया आपने. So I asked a question, you studied this, you may remember it, और आपने दे दिया. So I ask a question, tell me how in India's efforts to popularize millets, or India's efforts to emerge as a soft power, what all have we been doing? You must have the presence of mind to bring in Grammy Award in this question. हालांकि पूछा नहीं है आपको. I'm giving you a very generic question कि बताओ क्या क्या achieve किया हमने. It is your alertness and a memory कि यार ये भी तो डाल सकते हैं ना हम लोग. So most people, while you may ultimately do this, ये तो आप कर ही नहीं पाते हो. For some of you who were attentive in today's class, I gave an example to you. आपको मैंने पूरा agriculture पढ़ा दिया. Now, while doing agriculture, I'm giving a list of 10, 15, 12 agriculture programs. And I've told you, be alert. Any question on agriculture, enter the answer and bring some program's name. Why will you wait कि जब पूछेगा what is PM Kisan मैं लिखूंगा? Why? जब पूछेगा what's government of India doing for agriculture तभी लिखेंगे? Why? नहीं पूछा. I'm asking you, tell us what are the agricultural problems of India? Okay, discuss solutions. So it is my ingenuity to say, a recently launched program is this. So application in your answers is also a very important part of your learning. ये अपने आप आना चाहिए. Applications में, whatever current affairs you are doing, that is your case study. Okay. So आप इसको अलग क्यों कर देते हो? Why is a case study different component than current affairs? Okay. आपको बात करना है about conflicts, a case study on some conflicts. So the application part hai, most of us are not in that zone to apply. And while we are struggling with coverage, हम तो यहाँ घुस ही नहीं पाते हैं. And the only way of learning this is you actually reading the proper source. और कोई तरीका नहीं है. You have to read the actual article, the actual government release report. Okay, read up some analytical, say summaries from somewhere. So this comes only from the actual reading of articles. So in your work, ये important है consolidation. This is part of this one. ये वाला part है consolidation. Okay. And ये जो additional reading है going beyond the course, that includes this and even this. And I will encourage कि कुछ extra books भी पढ़ा करें. Why should you remain limited to only spectrum in history? Why only Lakshmikant in polity? Why just Majid Hussain probably in geography, human aspects? Why? कुछ और novels हैं, कुछ और literary works हैं. If not the whole book, at least know what they're about. And you need that for 3 types of subjects. You need it for essays. You need that for ethics paper. and you need that even for your interviews. So your task is these 4 things. Some of this is a daily work, some of this is a weekly work, some of this can also be monthly, once or twice. But आपके लिस्ट में ये होना चाहिए. Ask yourself, while the class goes on, how much of this we can do? क्लास जब चल रहा है, आप क्लास नोट्स कर रहे हो, okay, plus with lot of push, I'm managing some amount of synopsis. That's all, right? Rest of the work कर नहीं पा रहे हो, and somewhere the guilt starts overcoming you. And my suggestion is don't be guilty here. I understand the situation. The last thing we want is you getting stressed out in unreasonable expectations. इतना स्ट्रेस इंपॉर्टेंट नहीं है. देखिए, आपको पता होना चाहिए कि भाई जब क्लास चल रहा है इसके बियॉन्ड मैं क्या ही कर सकता हूं. आई एम डूइंग अ जीएस क्लास, आई एम डूइंग एन ऑप्शनल क्लास, 2.5 3 hours, 2.5 3 hours, 6 घंटे क्लास में गए. इफ आई डू सिनॉप्सिस 1 hour 1 hour और 2 घंटे चला गया सिनॉप्सिस में. एक न्यूज़पेपर खोल के बंद भी कर लिया, 1 घंटा चला गया. 9 hours आपका जा चुका है. यू कैनॉट स्टडी मोर देन दिस. उसमें अगर एक आध एनसीईआरटी हो जाता है, ऐसे वेरी नाइस, सेलिब्रेट दैट, दैट्स अ गुड एफर्ट. सो डोंट फील गिल्टी अबाउट द फैक्ट सर ये भी नहीं किया, वो भी नहीं किया. मुझे पता है इट इज नॉट इजी. दैट्स व्हाई व्हेन द क्लास गोज ऑन, बी सिंसियर विद द क्लास. ये अपने आप में विल गिव यू सॉलिड कमांड of the first level. And when the class gets over, don't run away. आपका भी पढ़ाई खत्म नहीं हुआ है. And I've been insisting last 1 or 2 months से, if you have rooms, stay back in the class. यहीं बैठ के पढ़ाई करो, हमारे साथ करो. Okay, I've not been as insisting, but I think increasingly I'll start doing that also. So I hope you've got the 4 tasks with all of you now. Okay. Now, this is for those who have done the course या खत्म होने वाला है 1.5 months में और 1 month में. Okay. Typically, now I'm looking at your daily planner. Those who joined me late, I have discussed 2 things till now. Number 1, I discussed what are the mistakes you do. Mistakes में a fundamental thing is you have to study on your own. You cannot rely कि जितना क्लास में कराए वही कराएंगे, because वो possible नहीं है. That's one of the biggest mistakes you make. And the second thing I told was कि what are the tasks you must have in mind so that you have moved towards some type of completion. Now I'm suggesting a daily plan for all of you. In daily planner, I'm planning for 10 to 12 hours of work. If you plan for this much, आपका काम 6 to 7 hours का actual होगा. Remember this. If you plan for 6 hours, actual पढ़ाई होगा 3 घंटे का. And I'm assuming you have no other class going on. If class is going on, then you must do some other adjustments. Okay, that's why I'm saying those who are in the process right now, be aware of this first. Sir, how will I manage 25? It'll be a struggle, but we still manage in some way. But this ka course khatam ho raha hai. Some of you are getting over in January end, some of you in the Feb end. You must plan for this much time, 10 to 12 hours. This is including your lunch break, your tiffin break, including probably half an hour, 1 hour of some other distractions you might want to take walk. हम वो plan कर रहे हैं. Okay, and effective काम इतना निकलने वाला है. Okay, so that is one element. The second element is divide your day into 5 blocks or 4 to 5 blocks. You can tweak this according to whether you are a person who studies in the night or a person who studies in the daytime. दोनों type के बच्चे होंगे. But if you are getting mentored with me, I will want set the daytime with me. But some of you, sir, आप बता दो क्या क्या करना है. I'll do it at my time, okay, in the late night, and next day I'll ensure that the work is done. Okay, so we'll maintain a clean slate that ways. What I mean by blocks? Block is a wholesome study of any one thing at a stretch. 1 hour current affairs, 1 hour notes, 1 hour books, 1 hour maybe some other revision. It is not helpful. You must study at a stretch. कि अगर मैंने एक किताब उठाया, I'll read that book for continuous 3 or 4 hours. अगर writing कर रहा हूं, then I'll do writing continuously for 2 or 3 hours. Because if you sit with something for at a stretch 3-4 hours, actual पढ़ाई होगा -1 hour or -1.5 2 hours sometimes. I sit for 5 hours, effective पढ़ाई होगा 3 घंटा. A simple logic. I think some of you know this. To open a book and start getting a momentum, that itself requires 1 hour. अब देखा, even in case of class, right? It takes me 40-45 minutes to get into a rhythm. Okay. And my actual padai happens intensely for about 1.5 hours, 1 hour 45 minutes. But to make that possible, I have to do some kind of priming initially. So if I open a book, okay, and I'm getting into a rhythm after half an hour or 45 minutes, और टाइम खत्म हो गया अब किताब बंद करने का, तो एक और उठाना है, okay, उसमें वैसे लगेगा टाइम another 45 minutes. Just when your momentum has built up, फिर बंद करके एक और उठा लिया आपने. तो effectively 3 घंटा आप बैठे हो पढ़ाई करने के लिए, with all sincerity, पढ़ाई हुआ है 0. And the guilt will build in. सर 3 घंटा पढ़ लिया, ये भी देखा, वो भी देखा, कुछ याद नहीं रहा. You have to study whole at a stretch. Okay, it is a continuous and wholesome study. You take up history, study history for 4 days, 5 hours a day. आपका अंडरस्टैंडिंग बहुत अच्छा हो जाएगा, बिकॉज ना लिंकेजेस बनते रहेंगे. You study polity for 5 days only polity, बाकी सारा बंद कर दो, and 5 hours a day only polity. उसमें your understanding will become solid. So divide your day into blocks for that purpose. I am assuming your day starts at, okay, and I will be what a bit on your face here. You have to, okay, start your day not later than 7 or 8 a.m. Because जितना आप यहां देर करोगे ना, okay, within a fraction of a time, it'll become lunch break. Right? आप 10 बजे शुरू करो पढ़ाई, by the time you get ready, okay, 1 बज चुका है, and आप पढ़ना चाह रहे होगे और roommates your building वाला are in a lunch mood. You cannot have lunch beyond a point. In fact, the best study is, if you ask me, the best study is go to sleep when others are having their good time. Start off early 5 o'clock, study till 10 o'clock. जब बाकी लोग उठ रहे होंगे ना, आप चले जाना सोने. Okay, that's how you must sync your work if possible. Otherwise, any case, say you don't start your day later than 7, 8. 7 का मतलब है पढ़ने बैठ जाना है. Okay, and make sure all the other chores, getting ready, taking a bath, okay, washing, cleaning, all done. 7-8 बजे तक आप किताब लेके बैठ जाओगे. Winters could have been a bit tough, but it's almost over now. By the time you start the process, mid of Feb, okay, it's going to be warm enough. You'll have no excuses, सुबह शुरू क्यों नहीं कर पाए. Start the day early, okay, and the trick is from 7-8, continuously, without a lunch break, study till 1 or 2 p.m. I mean, you can have breaks of, okay, bio breaks, you can have a biscuit here and there, you can have a tea, but ये जो time है ना, this is solid time. 5-6 घंटे का time है. Okay, this is a very, very productive time. And one reason why many of you are messing up is because this time, okay, you're only getting ready. या फिर छुट्टी हो गया तो देर से उठ रहे हो, न्यूज़पेपर पढ़ रहे 11 बजे तक, लंच ब्रेक हो जाता है, But use this time very, very mindfully. Mehekdeep, what was that? Okay, we'll do that, Mehekdeep. We'll let you know. Swagat, course not finished. Swagat, you have to find some slots in this day to finish off what's not done. But let me give you a time slot first. So 1 or 2 o'clock, whatever. Then you have, take 1 or 2 hours of break. Get back with the books, not beyond 3 p.m. Okay? And I know this is one time where you are not at a peak energy. So jahan pe peak energy nahi hoga, the best work is do some writing work. This is your writing time. Kya likhna? I'll come back afterwards on this. Because any reading work you will do, na, you'll go to sleep. Any reading work, you will waste your time. Yahan par only writing work should happen, which is measurable. Ki aaj 1 page likha, 2 answer likha, I've done 1 workbook, I've finished off, that types. Then, okay, you can again have 1 hour break somewhere here. So say around, okay, 5 o'clock ho ya 6 o'clock, whatever you want. Okay. Till say around 8 or 9 o'clock. This is about 2 to 3 hours of time. Okay. This can be your current affairs consolidation work. My recommendation is, don't start your day with newspapers. I discourage that. I'll tell you why. Simple thing. Newspapers जब पढ़ रहे हो ना, आप actually क्या कर रहे हो? पेपर उल्टा रहे हो. It's not proper study. And a very nice productive time is going in पेपर पढ़ रहे हो, वो भी पेपर पढ़ते हो चाय के साथ में. Paper with tea is okay for your grandfather. Okay, for your parents. Metro में जा रहे हैं, चलो यार, I have a coffee in my hand and I'm reading newspaper. But that's a waste of time. इससे अच्छा है, use it intense study. This is your main block. This is your keeping the momentum block. This is current affairs consolidation. कि दिन में क्या पेपर आया है, maybe some articles are there, some news snippets across websites are there. You will do this, आप समझ जाओगे ultimately करना है क्या है. And quickly, you must move towards some type of filing, some type of notes making, some type of jottings. Okay, should be done in this. And this is one good time. Why? Because all the others are wasting their time. या अभी 5 से 6, 7 बजे तक ना, most of you don't study at all. Okay, this is where the economy of ORN runs. Okay, juice stall, food stalls. Okay, ये सब यहीं चलता है. इससे अच्छा आप रूम में लॉक होकर ये काम करो. And then after 8, 9, again your energy levels are good. And have your dinner at this time approximately. Then for another 2 or 3 hours, you decide this, maybe 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock tak. This is your deep reading and your thinking time. इसमें बहुत तरह काम कर सकते हो. It can also be consolidation time. Whatever आपने सुबह किया है, you can come back and redo it here, like a consolidation for yourself. Retire by 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, 6, 7, 8 hours of sleep, you must have. It's good for your mind, body. Okay. And anybody who studies late, accordingly, आप shift कर लो. You know, I'll study till maybe 3 o'clock. ठीक है, फिर इधर से shift करो आप. But be mindful that these are time waste. This also, okay, will get wasted because you are lazy here. This also is a time waste. ये 3 slots बड़े खतरनाक slots होते हैं. If you look at the hours from 8 o'clock to 10 o'clock, including all the breaks and lunch I said, is approximately 12 hours of work. Effective पढ़ाई निकालोगे तो this is a very good slot. So कुल मिला के 6, 7 or 8 hours is what you actually are studying, and that's a good amount of time. Without getting too worked up about the progress, पहले आप ना इसको habit में डालो. Okay, your target will be, no matter what, I'll wake up here, I'll sit down for 5, 6 hours here. I have a slot for eating my lunch. I have a slot for writing something on daily basis. I have a slot for current affairs and so on. And according to your actual progress, थोड़ा सा चेंज भी कर लेना. तो बहुत बैकलॉग्स हो रहा है, मैं कहा ठीक है इसको छोड़ दो, फिर यहाँ पर काम कर लो बैकलॉग्स का. So, a lot of things are pending here. ठीक है, there's no thinking right now. Finish your synopsis work here. So your day is divided into, I said, blocks. Block 1, block 2, block 3, block 4. So 4 or 5 blocks mein you divide your work on a daily basis. Fine here? Acha, now let me take up one by one. Say this is block 1, this is block 2, this is block 3, and this is block 4. According to your body clock and your preference of time, आप इसको आगे पीछे कर लेना please. But what I don't want to change is, ये पूरा एक block रखो. So if you start your day at 10 o'clock, accordingly your lunch has to be at 4 or 5 o'clock. If you start at 10 and take a 2 hours of break of lunch, the block is gone. फिर खराब हो गया आपका. Okay, so accordingly manage this. But this should be at one go, not small. It's like, if you sleep late, then 8 hours of continuous sleep block होना चाहिए. ऐसे नहीं कि सर यहाँ पर 2 घंटा सो लिया, यहाँ पर 1 घंटा सो लिया, वहां पर आधा घंटा, कुल मिला के सर 7 hours हो गया. ऐसा नहीं होता. You will fall sick. They say, we want sustainable work, something which can sustain you emotionally, physically also. Okay, so have at one stretch, accordingly manage. You find out what your time should be, and see, when you set a routine like this, there'll be a lot of physical resistance of your own body, and your friends also will start seeing a lot of changes in you. And hostel में रहते हैं तो मजाक तो बन ही जाता है. Okay, somebody will say something, अच्छा दिखा रहा है पढ़ाई, और ये आज तो 2 दिन में ये नटवर लाल हो गया है. Okay, and this is topper हमारे आपस से, lot of comments will come. But within 1 week, 10 days, सब set हो जाते हैं. You will make others nervous. If they're really serious, okay, they actually will come back and start following your schedule. If they're not serious, उनके लिए परेशानी नहीं होना है. Okay, they are one of the person who are out of the race already for you. So don't let your friends and your circle decide what's good for you. And this examination is a very, very selfish examination. All the people you are going out with, your friends, जो भी हैं ORN में, you will not even remember the names after 2 or 3 months. You will not even know what they are doing after 1 or 2 months. So their opinion does not matter. As simple as that. ये routine and the work, your parents will never understand. और उनको समझाना भी नहीं है. One of the tricks you play with your parents will be, वो जो बोलते हैं ना, हाँ बोल दिया करो. हाँ पापा ये कर लेंगे. Okay, he'll feel nice कि अच्छा मेरा बात सुन रहा है, सुन रही है. करना अपने प्लान से. Because पापा तो खोलने वाले हैं नहीं आपका स्पेक्ट्रम हिस्ट्री बुक. He will never understand what a synopsis is. Okay, ये एग्जाम देना है, पापा दे देंगे. Okay, फॉर्म भर दो, भर दिया फॉर्म. एग्जाम कब है? परसों है. दे रहे हो? हाँ पे दे रहे हैं. जाओ घूम के आ जाना. Okay, if you protest too much, they'll sit down to counsel you, and that's more dangerous. Okay, so online guys, I hope nobody is there to listen to you. Okay, it's a pact between you and I know they are a big headache, or they are a big pain in the wrong place. Okay, आप समझाने, and to some extent, their concerns are also legitimate. Ultimately, चाहते क्या हैं कि बच्चा कर ले, settle up हो जाए, okay, let he become independent. Okay, that's what they want. But the process is something they have no clue about. So don't try to explain them. एक दो बार कोशिश करो, समझ जाते, अच्छी बात है. Otherwise, okay, सही आप जैसे बोल रहे हो वैसे ही कर रहे हैं. Okay, क्या पढ़ाई कर रहे हो? हिस्ट्री मांगा, पकड़ा देना, पॉलिटी समझ भी नहीं पाएंगे, अच्छा पॉलिटी है ये. Right? So you can play around with them, but keep your target clean. You must know कि उनके साथ खेलने खेलते खेलते अपने साथ खिलवाड़ मत कर देना. Okay, so please, exam देना है, course देना है, okay, say yes to anything that they're telling you, as long as they don't bother you beyond a point. और रिजल्ट आया नहीं हुआ, गाली दे देंगे, दुखी हो जाएंगे, आप भी दुखी हो जाना. आपको पता है आपने पढ़ाई नहीं किया था, नहीं होना था, काम खत्म. एग्जाम दे के आना, बोलते ना सब बहुत खराब हुआ पापा, ऐसा क्वेश्चन था, पहले से गेट हिम रेडी कि एग्जाम होने वाला है नहीं मेरा. ठीक है, हर 2 दिन में परेशान, ओ एग्जाम में वो खराब हो गया. ओके, देन दे विल टेल यू कोई बात नहीं बेटा, ऐसे होता है. See, you have to play some mind games here. Okay, I am strictly against you taking any advice from your parents, even if they are civil servants. They qualified 20-30 years ago. आज के दिन में एग्जाम बहुत changed है. What worked for them will not work for you today. You must know the deliverables, the process, and hang on to it. Okay, so that's one aspect of a daily block. Now come to 1, 2, 3, 4. The first block is any one of this. Priority में first synopsis, जितना भी completion notes वाला है, you must finish this. Okay, and think of this. Say I'm talking about GS. GS का any module take up. So you take up polity module. It's approximately 35 to 40 classes, including governance. Okay? And that too studying about 2.5 hours every day. To summarize 35-40 classes, I need approximately around 20 to 25 hours. 45 minutes per class में डालना होता है. To finish off the polity summary, अगर हर दिन बैठ के करूंगा 45, even 1 hour से, for example, I'll take that much finish off. So 30 hours भी लेके चलो. 30 hours to finish off entire polity synopsis. अगर आप daily आप करते हो काम. If you are going by the block method, okay, you will do this in lesser time because polity is over. You have a fair idea about what the subject is. You're not blank anymore. So actually बैठोगे करने के लिए, this 30 hours will actually take you not more than 20 hours on the higher side. And I'm sure some of you have done some work, no? इसका मतलब ये है, in 3 days, working 5 or 6 hours के block में, 3 से 4 दिन में synopsis is over. I can make that type of assumption here. So if I'm looking at 20 hours, okay, for synopsis making of polity, which is a technical subject, if you sit for 5 hours or 6 hours every day and continuously काम करोगे, you will take 3 or 4 days to finish off polity work, right? Okay, that's your target. I'll start today, and जब काम इंटरेस्ट चल रहा है, then यहां भी करो polity, यहां भी करो polity, and if required यहां भी करो polity. एक दिन में आप आराम से 7-8 आवर दे सकते हो polity को. 3 days में, 4 days में it's over. पूरा polity is over. So no synopsis should take more than 3 or 4 days. इसके ऊपर जा रहा है, a serious problem in your concentration levels. और आपको ऐसे काम करना पड़ेगा. Because as a part of your block 1, synopsis अकेला काम थोड़ी है. Synopsis is one. उसके बाद you have, okay, workbook is to be done. इसके बाद you have some basic book readings to be done. उसके बाद you also have some of the PYQ, L1 and L2 level of work. And I cannot give you more than 8 to 10 days for polity alone. Have you got the point here? तो अगर 8 दिन या 10 दिन रखा पॉलिटी में, 4 days to finish synopsis. Synopsis is done, workbook will not take you 1 or 2 days. इतना अगर काम कर लिया आपने, basic reading is a matter of 1 day. You know all the topics and revise quickly. So any major subject should not take you more than 8 or 10 days. That's all. So keep this in mind, okay, before you change. और ये खत्म नहीं होगा, then it'll only spill off. वो फिर खींचेगा काम. Because I also want to get into current affairs, also get into some deeper reading, some bit of, okay, current affairs का application, case studies भी उठाना है आपको. This is one of the blocks. One block में, so the first target is finish synopsis. The second target is do the workbook. The third target is read the basic books. इसका page numbers, okay, we will tell you क्या क्या पढ़ना है, क्या नहीं पढ़ना है. And this also is a work. So ये चारों काम should be block 1 and block 2 का काम. In block 1, you are writing furiously. In the block 2, you are recalling and memorizing and writing. So block 1 and block 2 is this type of a work. Say I start polity. First block, I'll only make synopsis. जितना भी possible है 5 hours में. In the block 2, I'll start memorizing and reproducing the same work. Say that I had to write on 10 chapters. Block 1 में मैंने 3 मैंने लिख दिया. Block 2 में यही 3 को recall करो. यही 3 को you try writing again and revising it. So spend block 2 and block 1 only for these 4 type of work. And because in geography we have done some amount of work, this will move faster. In GS, I do not know how much you have done. Okay, it'll take some time. We'll try doing it. Self-study polity, or for that matter, self-study anything. If your class takes 35, 40 days, self-study you can aram se multiply 2 to 3 times more. You have to spend time reading on your own, writing down. So it'll take you about 2.5 months if you're doing it on your own. If the synopsis is done, Lakshmikant cover to cover एक बार में पढ़ा नहीं जाता है. Okay, there are about 50, 60 pages or 100 pages which are more important. That will tell you what to do. Yes, Rachit. Okay. Okay. Later on, I'll come back on that first. हो गया block 1 and block 2? Okay. Now come towards the block 3. Block 3 में, let block 3 and block 4, in both the cases, if you are with us, let us suggest what you should read. Na ki you searching what to read. Searching mein you'll have a problem. Let the searching work be our work. We'll give a list of ये 10 चीज देख लेना, ये 15 चीज देख लेना. Make quick jottings, make your quick notes. And the deep reading, we will suggest some articles. In the deep reading, it can be some book beyond the regular book. And the deep reading, you could also suggest you certain videos which you can look and make your notes. And this need not be a daily work. It can be thrice a week, twice a week. In other time, block 4 can also be consolidation of your block 1 and block 2. That's your choice. You play around with what you want to do. So, जो set करना है मुझे, block 1 set करना है, block 2 करना है, and block 3 set करना है. Block 4 is a malleable block. Okay, it's up to you. आपका mood कैसा है, कितना pending काम पड़ा हुआ है. Let that decide how your block 4 is ultimately used. All fine here, all of you? Okay, so this is your daily plan. Now come to your a weekly plan. I'm making you write because I want you to go back home and do some modifications on your own also. Some of the modifications will make sense maybe after 1 week or 2-3 weeks of working. But ठीक है, start thinking on it. Now, my weekly plan is devote 3 days for optional and devote 4 days, including the Sundays, for GS. But Sundays ko keep it a bit light. You need to recuperate also for the next week. Okay. My suggestion is 3 days, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and okay, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and some bit of Sunday. For optional, I have more time. I can stretch optional till around September tak. So I will not give more time, but I want this to be, okay, more diligently planned. And in the GS, the core areas जो करना है मास्टर आपको अभी is geography GS, environment GS, economy GS, history GS, polity. These are छोटा मेरा major. Yeah, that's it. Don't bother about ethics, okay, or social issues, or IR and security right now. Okay. These are not the core areas of the answer. But agar ye control kiya na, your prelims will be managed very, very comfortably. So if I'm giving approximately 2 weeks per subject, okay, I need 12 weeks, right? And 12 weeks is very much doable by the time you're hitting your July, August. 2 weeks ka matlab hai, I'm looking at 4 days. I said, no, I'll give you 8 to 10 days per major subject. Okay, so 4 days of this week, 4 days of next week, only geography. 4 days of this week, 4 of other week, only polity. और जिसमें आपका strength अच्छा है, जल्दी खत्म कर लो. So even if I'm giving 12 weeks, that's about 3 months, right? Okay, and that's comfortable. You're finishing of March, April, May, June tak aapka, you are very much in control. And I'll give you some timelines on that. But let the subjects not cross 8 to 10 days per subject. Fine, all of you here? So I've explained, number 1, what are the mistakes that you do? Number 2, what are the tasks that you have? Number 3, your daily planning with your blocks. I said there are 4 blocks you can manage. And number 4, your weekly planning. Weekly planning. Now, this is something आप अपने आप कर सकते हो. If you can maintain a discipline, fine. Or you can be part of our mentorship program. If you are part of our advanced GS or advanced geography, this is part of that, because I realize foundation के बाद में, if I do not do this work, you struggle with the advanced course. I want you to do this for this. अगर अपने आप करना है, I can share the timetable, you can be on. But if you are with me, then I'll give you strict timelines and I want submissions from you. Over workbook, submit for evaluation. Over synopsis, submit for evaluation. We'll keep it target of your submissions also. See, one of the problems of mentorship is, I've realized this, once the mentorship starts, most of the mentorship starts degenerating into doubts clarification. Why I say degenerating? Why? Because doubts clarification, I have seen many of the doubts are very, very superficial doubts. The doubts tell me कि आप पढ़ाई नहीं कर रहे हो. After 3-4 doubt session, आपके doubts शुरू हो जाते हैं on the emotional side. सर पढ़ाई नहीं हो रही है, मन नहीं लग रहा है, I am very upset, and घर में बुला रहे हैं. बेटा ये mentorship मैं नहीं कर सकूंगा. So I am against all of this mentorship. Your mentorship has to be target-based completions. मेरा काम होगा put a target, see you deliver on the target. अगर नहीं हो पाया, we'll manage some time and you can start off. So all those who are part of this process, you'll work as a group and as a cohort. Fine, all of you here? Okay. Now this is the planner we have. I'm sharing. आपको मैं sheet दे दिया हमने. Okay. So the approximate starts here. So geography optional, geomorphology 10 days, and I said Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, 7-8 hours across a block of maybe 12 hours, and what it entails. Same thing, climatology. I have given the dates according to what I think that subject needs. Biogeography environment, a bit more of time. So we are starting this in all probability by Feb 16th or 15th. Okay, exact date will be known. And day by day, आपका क्या calendar होगा, we will announce that to you once we start off. And it ends with agricultural resources. Okay, so I'm starting with geomorphology. Okay, and we finish off the entire schedule. Okay, 3 days a week is for geography. For GS, okay, we have covered this: geography, environment, history, economy, polity. Okay, and the days, I said 2 weeks, but we are tweaking it to 3 weeks. 4, 4, 4. Okay, so 14 days. Environment is a bit bigger one. Unlike class kam hota hai, but issues are more. Okay, history includes entire history. Culture, medieval, modern, okay, economy 12 and polity 12. Now in this program, we will have no tests as such, but we'll have assignments. Tests are a different thing. Assignments, submit synopsis. Assignments, submit your workbook. Assignment, memorize L1 and L2 and write the answer, give it to us. Assignment will also be book readings. Sit with us and read a particular book on one particular day. So I'm very clear. For both for geography and for GS, I have no tests, but we have assignment-based timelines. So I'm just repeating this for benefit of all of you. So we are starting a Feb mid. Okay, 1. Number 2, if you join us, it is going to be online. Okay, where you wake up with us, we give you a call morning, set your timetable, 1 midday review, and 1 you end of the day. Okay, and on some sessions, I might call you offline also, Khaskar for the book reading sessions, if any. The third thing is, no a separate fee if you are part of the enrichment geography for geography and advanced course GS. Okay, don't pay separately. And my recommendation is, those who have finished enrichment now, आप भी इसमें आ जाना without any fees. तो मुझे पता है you are struggling with optional foundation and enrichment, you might have messed up your preparation. So even if you finish it off, तब भी आ जाना. Okay, you have struggled, I know it. Okay, you help us support you in the process of reconsolidation. So you all can be part of this program, again, without any fees here. And the fourth thing is that if you want to join only the revision, then of course it is a paid program. Okay? You can join as a paid program. If you ultimately upgrade yourself enrichment, यही fees वहाँ हम adjust कर लेंगे. So if the fees is say 10,000 and this is 2,000, you join here. इसमें फिर आप बाकी 8 ही देना. You don't have to pay again. Okay, so that's something that your counselors explain it to you. So this is our support if you are joining it with us. Otherwise, the timetable is with you. You know the work to do. If you can maintain consistency, please start off. Okay, any questions, any clarifications? So my point here is, your course is not over till your consolidation is done. Okay. Don't go off, pack up your bag and leave. Hang on and finish this towards this final conclusion. Fine, all of you? Any questions, online, offline? Any queries? There'll be 4 of us managing you guys. Okay. I'll be there along with another 3 or maybe 4 mentors. We'll rotate it for you. On some days, somebody, some other day, somebody. ठीक है? Any queries? Anushka, you can do that, but you have to talk to the team how to activate those videos again for you. But my suggestion is, if you view all the classes again, then you are in trouble. Okay, maybe 10-15 क्लास करना है तो अलग बात है. बट सर मैंने ठीक से नहीं किया था, सारा क्लास मैं रिवाइज करूंगी थ्रू द वीडियोस. Okay, then though you have messed up. Then though you are in big trouble for the next 4-5 months. Because this works only when your foundation classes are converted into your notes first. Otherwise, how will you finish polity in 10, 12, 13 days? ठीक है? अगर आपका क्लास नोट्स नहीं है, then you are in trouble. फिर तो आपका एक और ऐड हो जाएगा, do the class notes, and that is going to take you much more time. Notes are done, then don't view the videos again. सीधा समरीज में आओ. Convert notes in summary form. All fine here? Chalo then, that's for today. Okay. My wishes, all of you. No Ganesh. Those who began from September, October, this is not the program for you to tell you how you must continue hereafter. This works best if the foundation is done first. So not for you, Ganesh. Yes. हाँ बोलो. अच्छा, give me 2 minutes.
एनसीईआरटी की फिजिकल ज्योग्राफी की सबमिशन की बुक कब है?
दे दो, कर लिया ना तुमने?
नहीं सर, 2 चैप्टर
करने के बाद पूछ लो यार कौन सा हम पनिश करने वाले हैं आप. ठीक है, करके ले आओ.